My name is Endevar, and this is All Mods 10 to the Sky. And as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of building between episodes, and yeah, it looks like a lot, but honestly, with a building gadget, it is just so easy. These towers were just built up in no time, so I'm just trying to get a feel for things at the minute. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this. Obviously, we're going for a similar look to what we've got in the house at the minute, but I'm building a bit of a tower around here. I don't like this big flat area up here, so I'll probably change this quite a lot. And this tower, I just wanted something to go around the mob farm, and this will go up higher than this as well. And I've just got another little bit out sticking out here just to add a bit of interest, and then we can build up a room where the enchanting area is, and then something for the storage as well. So we've got this big floor over here, so we can expand this out a little bit, make this look a little bit neater, even though we don't need tons of space for it. But this thing has been cranking out as well, because while I've been building this mob farm has been active because I put those range upgrades in it last time. So yeah, we're getting an absolute ton of stuff out of this. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I also actually did something that I said I was going to do as well. So I've put an import bus on the bottom of this barrel. So now all we've got in here is flawless and perfect gems. Everything else is getting crushed down and exported back into the main ME system. So if we come over here, speaking of which, we have done a little bit of work over here. So what we had at the end of the last episode was an interface up here, and that was basically to connect all of our other storage throughout the base, at the mob farm, at the sieving, and then the cells that we have up there as well, into this main system. But what I've done is I've moved it down here, because you'll see there is another cable going down there, and I needed to connect that up because I've done a little bit of auto stocking. Just some stuff that I was always running out of because I've been doing loads of building. I needed tons of stone and smooth stone. So I've set this up over here. I've got another block generator over here. It's a netherite one, so it'll go really fast. And that with lava and water is producing cobblestone. And then I've got that piped out, and I'm doing that on round robin as well, so it goes evenly into these three things. So here we have the crushing factory turning into gravel, that goes into sand, and that goes into a furnace and turns that into glass. The other simple one is the stone, so that goes in there, fills that up, and it's not even piped into this one, because what I've done here is set this to output to this side as well. So I don't know what stage it has to get to, but this is so fast. So it either fills up this first, and then it'll just push everything this way, or it'll fill that up first and push everything that way. I honestly haven't been able to see it do it because it's so quick. And then the last one that looks a little bit different is the sand. So what I've done here is put this in a compacting drawer, because one of the main things I need to do is the 1x compressed sand. And we will get to that later on, but that's just something I wanted to get out of the way, nice and simple. So other than that, I did say I was going to do a few bits with the sieving setup, and I haven't done it. I got a bit scared of taking everything out of here and setting up another ME system, so I just couldn't be bothered. I need to get all this sorted as well, but I've been taking it out manually. So yeah, few more things to do, but I'm happy with the progress there. And then if we just have a look up here, I've moved this around a little bit. So we have that interface down there now, and that comes up here, that goes into the sieving over there, and then also to the mob farm. But then I've also, rather than just having this storage bus on the cells, I've also put another interface here. So that makes this another subnetwork. So all of this mess here is only using one channel on this subnetwork. So this is like 2 levels down now. But what this allows me to do is to also put a terminal on here, and in this I can only see what's in these cells. So we do have 2 of them, and this is my general use one. This is the 4K storage, and then in here I've got a 256K, and I've started partitioning this and started putting all the big stuff on here. So what we can do is, if we take this out, we can have a look in here now. So this is just what's on the 4K. So anything that gets a little bit big, we don't have anything at the minute, I can put onto here, and it's mainly stuff that's auto produced, so that'll just keep everything nice and tidy. Aside from that, what I've got over here as well is an ME chest. This is handy if you just want to look at what's on one disk. So we can take that out of there, put it into this, and this is on its own subnetwork as well. This is just a quartz fiber, so none of the other network can read this. This is just for power. So we can look at this, and then if we look in the top here, we can see what is on that disk. So not a lot on that one. So I'll put that back in there, and everything we have is another cell workbench. So when I want to do the partitioning, I just put it into there. But we don't need a channel for this. It doesn't need to be connected, but that's there ready to go when I need it. So the only other thing I did, oh yeah, I added in a second one of these. I don't know if I did this last time. I can't remember, but I've put a couple more patterns in there, just some basic stuff, because I get sick of crafting drawers and chests, to be honest, and these things are a bit of a pain as well. But what we're doing today, I'm going to need a little bit more. So I only have 2 channels left on this, and I can't do any subnetworks for the crafting, so I may need to bite the bullet today and actually craft a controller, but we'll get to that. I also upgraded this to a 256K crafting storage. I think I only had 4 last time, because to craft the 256Ks, yeah, this is a bit more helpful. I've also been stocking up on the inscribers, because to craft the 256k cells, it's 81 logic processors, I think, and 40 calculation processors as well. So we really get through them doing all those. So I've had to do a little bit of that manually. And I've also upgraded all of the mechanism stuff into the ultimate level. So these go really fast now. And I've been stocking up on a few things over here as well. So I've got a ton of steel there. And I can put this in this, which is really satisfying because it just does it so quick. Look at that. Right, so I'm going to put all my building stuff away now because, yeah, I've had enough of that for now. What I want to do today is get on with a huge project, which I don't know if I'm going to get to finish it. But what I really want to do is to get some Vibranium. And it's not easy. In this pack, it's not easy to get Vibranium at all. The Allomodium is nice and simple because we can sieve for that. And the unobtanium, we just mine it in the end. But the Vibranium is a little bit more difficult. So let me take you down the rabbit hole that we're going to go down today, and hopefully we can get through it. So to craft the Vibranium ingot, we need to use ender crafting, and this is a whole thing on its own. We need to craft these. This is actually pretty straightforward, crafting this, and then we need to craft a few of these to go around it to power it. But then the recipe itself is we need to, which one do we do first? Because there's two separate things here that are both a bit of a process. So let's go with the geores. So this is like the way that everyone is generating resources in Almost Into the Sky at the minute. I'm not yet, but once I've seen them in action, I may switch over. So I need to do a few of these. I need to get into the geore stuff. And to do that, this is why we've got all this mess up here. We need to do the productive metalworks. These are basically like budding amethyst and budding certus, but we can do it for every resource. So all we need to do is melt down the resource we want in the foundry and pour it over a block of 1 times compressed sand, which is why I got that sand that's all talking about there. So we can get a ton of these, and then these produce the ore clusters, and then when we mine these, we get the shards. So with that, we need to get a few of them. So I think there's 7 different types, because the uraninite, we need 2 of those, and then another 6 different things. So diamond, uranium, gold, iron, emerald, and quartz. So once we've got all those, which is going to be a big job anyway, we then need to do the crystaltine ingot, which, yeah, this is a bit of a crazy recipe. So yeah, diamonds, gold, iron, lapis, and nether stars. So I do have 6 nether stars at the minute, because we killed 6 withers last time. But I may need to get something up and running to start producing these, otherwise I'm going to have to go kill a few more. But we do get 2 of these ingots per nether star, so that's not too bad. But to do that, it's not the recipe itself that's the pain, it's crafting these things, the elite crafting table, because there's 4 levels of these. We need the 3rd level, and yeah, all of these things themselves are a bit of a pain. So I've got black iron, I've got this luminescent stuff, which is glowstone, redstone, and gunpowder. We need to craft a few of these subcomponents, and then we need to craft the previous tiers as well, and it's all the same kind of stuff. So I'm thinking what I need to do is set up some patterns for this, but I'm not going to be able to do that in here, am I? So I'm going to need to, I think, use up the other 2 channels on this network, put another 2 pattern providers in, and get all those recipes in there, and then we can get on with the elite crafting. But before we do that, I think the first thing I want to do is get the foundry set up, and then we can start making some of these things. So let's get started on that. So first thing is the fire clay. This is all sand and clay. This is the other reason I did the sand. So I'm going to get a ton of this stuff, and then with this we're going to smelt it, and it turns into the fire brick, and then we can use that to craft all the stuff that we need for the foundry. So let's get a ton of this. Let's get I don't even, oh, I ain't got much clay, have I? Okay, oh, I've got loads there. Can I craft that down? Yeah, there we go. Get all that. I can get a ton more clay because I've got loads of mud, and we can enrich that to get clay. So let's just grab a load of this. Yeah, as much as I can, and just stick that in here, and then just grab all that. Nice. Okay, so black fire bricks is one of the first things we need. So let's just grab a couple of stacks of that. That should do. Oh, did we get? Oh, so 4 makes 4. That's brilliant. I was expecting it to make 1. No, that's good. Okay, so we need a few things, so let's get this. So firstly, we need a foundry tap, and if you've played with Tinker's Construct, it is very similar. This is the modern version of it. So casting basin, we're going to put the sand in there and pour the things on top of it. We don't need the casting table for now, but we may get to that later. Liquid heating coil, these go in the base, so we need to decide how big we want this thing. I was thinking of doing like a 3x3, so let's get 9 of these, I suppose. Oh, it's 5 bricks, right? Okay. Right, so I'll get 9 of those. I also need a controller, blast furnace. So with that, we can craft a controller. We need a foundry drain and a foundry tank, which is where we put the lava. So I think that is pretty much everything we need. So I'll stick all that away. I suppose we could just craft some more of these, because I want to build a fairly decent setup. Right, so the spot I've picked out for this is where I'm doing the power generation and the starter creator stuff. And it's just this big ugly tower that I've put back here. So this backs onto, where is it? This bit here. So I'm just going to stick it in here because it's not the prettiest thing in the world. So I'm just going to put it, I don't know, should we put it in the middle-ish? Let's do a 3x3 here. Hopefully that's in the middle. Yeah. So what we need to do with that is put the liquid heating coils in there. So we do that. I'll put that there. Now I don't know if I'm supposed to go around them with the bricks or not, so let's just do it anyway. Right, so blackfire bricks, let's put those in there. And then what we're going to need is the foundry drain. This is probably going to be best there. And then we'll go control the other side. We'll put the casting basin down there. And then we need the foundry tap on the front of that. And then we're just going to need somewhere to pump in the lava. So that's just a black foundry tank like that. And now if we just put the foundry bricks up like this, that now completes that. So we can't get many things in there. At the moment we can get 9, which is exactly what we need actually. Most things we only need to put 9 items in. But I think we'll go up a little bit higher. Right, so I'll build up a little bit. Didn't need anywhere near as much as I had there. But let's do that, and we now should be able to put a few things in there. So now we can actually start using this. But what I'm going to do, rather than just put lava into there manually, I'm going to set up a crucible producing lava. And we've got a superheating element and a block generator to produce cobble that we can pump directly into there. So let's just work backwards actually. Let's put the superheating element there, porcelain crucible on top, and then if we put this in the floor, we can have a barrel on top of that, and then pump that straight into there. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. So you go there, that, and that. Oh, it's got stone under it, hasn't it? I just lost my water. Right, so I need to put cobble down there. So what that did there was produce stone, but it consumed the water as well. Right, try again. You go there. Right, so let's stick a barrel on there. Start filling up cobble. Put you on there. And for some reason I brought energy pipes when I actually wanted fluid pipes. Right, so that's producing cobble. If I now put that in there, that is now getting lava. So that should be more than enough to keep up with that. But while we're here, we might as well put the upgrades in anyway. Right, there we go. So that should now be up and running. So I can just start putting things into here, and then we can start creating these budding geo clusters. So what we're going to do first, let's do some emeralds first. And you only need 9. You can do the blocks, but they smelt so slowly compared to the single ones. So it's best to do 9 rather than the block. But for anything like iron or gold, you actually need 10 of them. So let's get that. I'm not sure about quartz. I think that's 9, but let's just get 10 of those. Gold, let's get them as well. And let's get a few of these. So that's 1 times. If I've done it right, that should melt down into liquid emerald. Put one of these in here. And then once these are there, which they don't take long at all, that is 900 millibuckets of molten emerald. And if you look in this, you need 900 millibuckets. So that is exactly right. So if we just right click on there, that will turn that into the budding emerald. So once that's finished cooling, we can take that out. Right, so there we go. That's it. It's there. That's done. So now that is one off the list. So I have another, what was it? Another 6 of those I need to do. So I'll get those going. I'll put the gold. Let's just do another one together. So I've got the gold in there. Put you there. I believe these will get 90 millibuckets. So I need 10 to get the 900. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's get the gold one. Stick the iron in while that's cooling. Alright, so that's the gold one done. So yeah, that's basically it. More of the same. So I'm just going to do all the ones that I need. And but I think there is actually a simple one where we don't need to use the foundry. So let's go see if we can do that. Is it Uranite? Oh, this is the ender crafting. So this is a little bit more difficult, but as we know, we're already going to need to use this again later. So it's simpler kind of, but it's actually using the other process that I'm going to do later anyway. So that's not a problem. So I can get on with all the others, get all those done in the foundry, and then I suppose it'll be on to getting the crystaltine ingots, and then we can do this. It's all come together. Honest. Right, so I've got all 6 of those done. So all I'm going to do is put those down on here and wait for those to grow. Now, we can use growth crystal accelerators on these, and there are some really fast ones in this pack as well. But to be honest, I'm not in that much of a rush because I've got a few other things I need to do before I can actually use these anyway. So depending on how quickly they grow, we'll see. And I do have Fortune 4 on this pickaxe anyway, so we'll see how this goes. I may need to get some growth accelerators on here, but hopefully we'll see something grow in a second. Take that off there as well, can't we? Give it a chance of going on the bottom. Right, there we go. That didn't take long at all. We've got the small one on geobud. If you break them at this stage as well, you only get stone pebbles, so you need to make sure they grow into the cluster stage before you break them. But anyway, we can leave those there to do the thing, and I think once they're fully grown, all of them, that should be enough for what I want to do to get the first Vibranium anyway. So, right, that's job 1 done. Now, we need to get into doing the crystaltine ingot, don't we? So, let's add the recipe for that up here so we know what we're doing. This thing. Right, so we need to do this. The elite crafting table. We don't want to do the auto one yet, because that is even more complicated. So, the elite crafting. We're going to need to set some patterns for this, definitely. But we don't have enough free at the minute, so going to need to get some more of these set up. So let's do that first. Let's do pattern provider. No, the extended. Basic, nice and basic. That's what I want. Let's have 2 of those. Whoa, where you come from? Oh, I'm very glad that was a zombie. Oh, I may have dark spots out here. We've got, yeah, definitely got dark spots. Right, let's have a sleep. We don't want things creeping up on us. Okay, hopefully that'll be the scariest thing that happens. We've got 2 pattern providers. We now need the assemblers as well, don't we? Molecular assembler, let's get 2 of those. And I need my acceleration cards as well. So let's just stick you there. And then that'll be using all 8 channels on here now. And the assemblers don't use channels, so that's all good. So now we just need to put these into there. Right, so all 4 of those have got the acceleration cards in. Right, that's good. Right, so let's start working through this big mess and see if we can do this. So, start at tier 1. This should be fairly simple, but we'll see. Right, so tier 1 crafting table. Let's have a pattern for you. I also need basic component. And then in there, we also need a black iron slate. And for that, we need black iron ingots. I don't have black dye, but I do have a ton of ink, don't I? Yeah, so we'll do that. Let's put a pattern in there for that. Right, so I got the basic component, and now I need to do the basic catalyst as well. So I think that should be everything for the tier 1. So let's stick these into here. Oh, and it was the crystal. Oh, it was the essence thing as well, wasn't it? Luminescence, I need that. So let's get a pattern for that in there as well. And that's already used up most of that, hasn't it? So this is going to be pretty scary. Although I don't think the next level is going to use as many things. Tier 2 uses a lot of the same things. So I think it's just 2 new things for each level, isn't it? That's alright, we can do that. So let's get 1 of you and 1 of you. So that's all tier 2 done, I think. So can I... Let's just test it. Oh, no, I didn't do the main one for tier 2, right? Okay. Let's get you. I haven't done... No, that's the auto one, isn't it? Right, so for tier 2, we just need that. Stick that one in there. So let's just test. We can do this. So let's click on there. And do we really need one for crafting tables, or should we just do a few of those? Right, that'll do. Okay, so aside from the crafting tables, yeah, I've got everything we need. So... Right, that's everything set up for that. So I just need to do the tier 3 ones now. And that'll be enough to craft these things. So I don't need to go to ultimate just yet. We are going to need to do that at some point. Because we're going to need that for Patrick Star. And also for the old mod star. So, yeah, we'll get there. But we don't need to go too crazy just now. Let's just get the tier 3 one done. So, elite component, elite catalyst, and the elite crafting table. Right, nice. That should be it. So stick those in there. And now if we try crafting this thing, should be able to do it. So yeah, a few things there. I definitely didn't want to craft all this myself. So let's get that going. And that's doing lots of stuff, which saves me a job. And there we go. That is now done. So we have an elite crafting table, meaning we can now craft the crystaltine ingots. So the final thing we need to set up is the ender crafting. So this thing here, the ender crafter. We're not going to do the auto one, we just need to do this. So for this, we need the ender ingots, which look a bit scary, but they're not. It's just iron and ender pearls. So grab a couple of stacks of these. Definitely going to get used. And then the ender crafter, we just need one of these. And this is like a a slow crafting thing. You just put the stuff in and it will slowly craft the recipe. But to speed it up, I don't think it works without these, but you need to put a few of these around it, the ender alternators, and this will make it go faster. So I don't know exactly how many we need. Should we go, I don't know, how many can I do? 24. I don't know how many I need, or if I can't even use all those, but that'll do. Right, okay, so can we get some uraninite? We can give it a test on this one, can't we? So to do this, oh, do we need to do uranium first? So I need to do another uranium one, and then I can put that around it, and I'll get me uraninite. That's alright. So how to do this again? Uranium. So let's get some uranium. You go in there. You there. I don't know where I'm going to set this up. Suppose we could do it out here, couldn't we? I don't know what this room's going to be actually, but let's do this. So if we just stick this, do we want it centered or not? Let's go with that. So with this, just looks like a crafting table. We'll put what we want in here. I don't know if it'll hold them if I do that. Yeah, it does. Great. So I just need to put the uranium gear in the center of there, and then I'll do it. But we just need to put a few of these around the edge. Don't know exactly how we're supposed to do this, but let's go with that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Now I always remember seeing these because this is based on an old extra utilities crafting thing. Don't rain. I'm doing things outside. Let's just put you on there. I honestly don't know if that works, but can't do any harm. So let's go get that other thing. So have you. And then if I put that in the middle there, that should slowly start doing it. So the more of these you add, and I don't know if I've done this right, but the more these you add, the faster this goes. So it would be really slow without all of these. That's doing its thing. So now we can get this down and actually do the craft for the crazy ingot. So where we're going to put this? Should we put it down here? Because I can't automate it with this one. I would need to turn this into the auto crafting thing, and then you can save patterns in there. And then pipe stuff out into a storage container using A2, and then it can also craft it. But we're only going to do a few for now, so let's just put, let's break that torch, put that there, go there. Right, so how many nether stars did I have? Was it 6? Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to use all these, but let's give it a go. Got diamonds, lapis, iron, and finally gold. Should now be able to craft this in here. Let's do that. I will now have 12 of those. So we could go kill a couple more withers and then do another lot. But let's just do that for now. So with this, we're just going to put that in here with all the stuff that we get from these. So let's just see how those are getting on, see if we can get any of them yet. No, it's not looking good, is it? We may need to put some growth accelerators below those. So we'll do that in a second, but let's just see how that uraninite one's getting on. Right, that one's there. So let's go put this down as well. I want to put it on the end here, so let's get rid of that one for now. Put you there. So that's all 7 of those that we need. So now I'm just going to get some growth accelerators. And we're just going to use the standard ones. There are these advanced ones you can use, but I believe it's a bit of a tricky setup. I think you can only use 1 for each ore, something like that. So let's just go with what I know for now. So let's get some flux block. And then we'll do 7 of those. And if we do, I don't know if I've got any power down there, but let's just do an energy acceptor. Let's grab those. And then let's do a flux point as well. I don't need this much power. This is a bit over the top, but let's do it anyway. These are directional, so actually let's just put the cable down first. That'd make it easy, wouldn't it? So let's put that down. Like that. Because you can only power these from the top and the bottom, so you need to have them facing the right way. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7. And if we just put an energy acceptor there, and then a flux point on top of that, select the right network, and now hopefully these should grow a little bit quicker. And they do seem to be, don't they? Yeah, definitely working. But yeah, if you use the real crazy ones, you can get these growing ridiculously fast. So I'm not going to do that today because I'm really just after the Vibranium. But I think I'm going to have to get into this eye because everyone's doing it and it does look amazing. So I've got one magnet on. That is a full cluster now on the diamond one, so let's get that. How many did I get? I got 2 there. It's not great, is it? But it's not bad. So I only really need 1 of each apart from this one, which I need 2 of. I'll get all these, and then I think we're there, aren't we? Because then we can do the Vibranium. So I just need, yeah, that's all I need. I just need to get all these clusters, and then we can get on crafting it. Right, so I've been mining this for just a few seconds, not long at all really, and we have an absolute ton of these things now. So that's it. We can actually go craft Vibranium now. We're already there. Can't believe it. So let's go do this. And if we just click that into there. Once this is done, we will have our first Vibranium ingot. So obviously it's a fairly slow process. And if we could speed this up, that would be very nice. But we don't need tons of it really, because what we want to do is upgrade the pickaxe so we can go mine the unobtanium. And to do that, all we need is 1 ingot and 1 Vibranium smithing template. So for that, we do need a Vibranium block, which is 9 of them. So we do need to do 10 ingots, which is a little bit of a pain. And I don't even know how to get this ancients done. But it's so lab. I'll tell you what, we're just going to do the pickaxe for now. But I do actually quite like this process, so let's grab that. And there we go. That is the quest for Vibranium done. Nice. So I can actually get a few more of these going. Oh, I can already click 5 in. I can just leave it like that. That's brilliant. So I suppose what I could do now is get a few more nether stars. I can craft some more of these, but actually, why didn't it let me do more of that? Right, I suppose it's the uranite that I'm short on, isn't it? Obviously, because I need 2 of those. So I can just get a few more of those, get some more Vibranium going, and hopefully not too long a time, we can get 10 ingots and upgrade this to Vibranium. These are going pretty quick now. Can't complain. Right, so that will do it. So we've got 2 there, and we just need these 8 to finish crafting, and we'll have the 10 we need to upgrade. So leave this to do its thing, and I might go kill a few withers while that's doing that, and then we can do an upgrade. Right, so I've just been off to kill a few withers and got back, and it was perfect timing. So just about, there we go. We now have 10 Vibranium ingots. Nice. So with this, I can craft a block like that, and then with that block, I can craft myself a Vibranium smithing template. Nice. So I would ideally like to be able to duplicate this. I don't want to do that again, but it means getting ancient stone, and for that, you need soul lava. Oh, so we'll do this over a warden. That's pretty scary, isn't it? So we have to summon a warden, somehow trap it, and put a laser drill on its head. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something I want to do anytime soon, so I may just have to bite the bullet and just do this again at some point. But I think I definitely want to upgrade this pick and go get that unobtanium, so I'm going to do it. I don't care. Let's just do it. Where's my thing? So let's go pickaxe, you, and you, and we now have a Vibranium pickaxe. Nice. So I can go to the end and get some unobtanium, which is definitely what I'm going to do because I found some last time. So let's just grab some ender pearls. I'm going to put all this stuff back as well. I don't want to lose that. And we should... Let's get another waste on. Actually, let's hit 2. You never know. Okay, so let's go to the end island. You go in there. And this is an end highlands, which is the biome you need to be in to find this stuff. So I did find some. I did take a screenshot of the coordinates, but I haven't opened that. I'm just looking again. It looks familiar around here though. That's it. There we go. So I'm going to set my waste on down here as well. So call this End Highlands. And now we can mine this up. Oh, we've got a few there as well. Nice. Can I not ultimate that? That's annoying. Right, so we have 6 there. Brilliant. This was so easy compared to the Vibranium. This is great. So 18 raw unobtanium there. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time just trying to find some stuff around here. I suppose I could just man all this away, couldn't I? Going to end up with a ton of endstone though. So yeah, I'll just spend I don't know, 10 minutes doing this if I can get some more, and then we can get back and hopefully get some more Vibranium and maybe do a few more upgrades. Right, so I've been digging underground quite a bit, and I've got all this stuff, and unfortunately no more raw unobtanium. I've been crafting up the endstone into compressed as well, because it was just filling up my inventory, and I still haven't got a backpack or wireless, so I should probably sort that as well. But as I was about to give up, I came up here, and I've got some more. So we'll just get this, and I think we'll call it a day for now. Yeah, I've got 24 raw unobtanium, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I think we'll leave that as it is. Turn my magnet off, you can stay there, and let's get home. Right, so can I process it? I can double it with an ore hammer. That is very handy. Now, can I do any better than that? If we get into mechanism, we can do a bit better, but we're not there yet. What about just an enrichment chamber? Does that do anything? So 3 of those will turn into 4, but doubling with the ore hammer would be better, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's go the ore hammer. Let's just double those up. Let's turn that into 48. Nice. And then I'm assuming we'll just smelt this. Can't do anything else. Can we get those in there? And we have 48 ingots of unobtanium. Nice. Which is great, but the Vibranium is definitely going to be the bottleneck, isn't it? So let's go see how these crystals are doing. Oh, look at that. Nice. Should probably get these auto mining as well. That's the setup that people tend to be doing. I did not just do that. Oh, I've got the tunnel thing on because I've been mining. Right, luckily these drop and they don't break, which is good. Oh, mild panic there. Let's turn that off. So we want shapeless. There we go. Right, let's put these back on here. Completely different order now, so it's going to really confuse me, but sorry. Right, so with that, let's craft a couple more of these. So that's 10, which is perfect. So I don't think I've got enough to do another 10, but let's do it anyway. Right, so we've got 4 for now. Sorry, so I'll just keep mining these. Hopefully not breaking them. Oh, I did it again. Right, so what I would really love to do as well is get one of these infinity cells, because this is like the main thing that was holding me back was the Vibranium and the unobtanium. But we need to do the mega storage component, don't we? Which we don't really have yet. So maybe we'll do that next time. But the Vibranium, definitely big thing, ticks off the list. Very pleased we've got that done. So yeah, I think with that, we're going to leave it there. Been a lot of crafting, got a lot crammed in today. And I'm going to, between episodes, get some more of this done. And hopefully I can figure out a way of getting that soul lava. Because being able to do those smithing templates without using a block of Vibranium every time would be very helpful. And I'll try and get a little bit more building done between episodes and hopefully get a bit more Vibranium as well. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.